Okay, in this problem set, we're going to look at applications involving geometry. Specifically, we're going to look at rectangles and triangles. And these are very helpful for Math 80, so learn these formulas and how to do these types of problems because it'll help you next quarter. Okay, let's talk about rectangles first. When you have a rectangle, the area of the rectangle would be the product of the length times the width. You multiply these two distances together to get the area. Now, to get the perimeter, that's the distance around. Notice you go a length, a width, a length, and a width. If you were to walk around this, or if you were to fence a garden, you'd have two lengths and two widths, and that's what the perimeter is. It's the distance around. Let's look at a simple example. Suppose I tell you that a rectangle has width 5 meters and length 7 meters. I want you to find the perimeter, the distance around, as well as the area. Let's do the area first. You have to remember the formula for area. Remember, it's the product of the two. So the area, if you're given that the length is 7 meters and the width is 5 meters, you multiply the two together. Now, the interesting thing is the units. When you multiply 7 times 5, you get 35. But look at the units. This is meters, this is meters. When you multiply meters times meters, you get square meters. So the area of any object, it's not just the rectangle, but the area will always be measured in square units. Now for the perimeter, you don't get that. Let me show you why. For the perimeter, you want to multiply 2 times W plus 2 times L. Notice you get 2 times 5 meters, which is 10 meters, plus 2 times 7 meters, which is 14 meters. When you add meters to meters, you don't get square meters, you just get meters. So this is why the units of area will always be square units, and the units of perimeter will always be linear units, we say, or the same units as width and length. Okay, let's look at another example. Suppose I tell you that the area of a rectangle, that the perimeter of a rectangle is 40 meters, and I give you the length. You could find the width and also include the units of the width. Alright, well, you got to remember the formula for the perimeter. Perimeter, remember the distance around. You got to know that. All you have to do is, you're given the perimeter is 40 and the length is 7.5, so plug them in and carefully simplify. And then subtract 15 and then divide by 2. And so as a decimal, that would be 12.5. The units would be meters, wouldn't they, for the width? Let's keep on going. Suppose I give you that a rectangle has area of 40 square feet and the length is 8 feet. Find the width. Okay, well again, you got to remember the formula for area of a rectangle. Here they're giving you the area is 40, the length is 8, and they want you to solve for W. Think of this as an equation that has 3 unknowns, and they're giving you 2 of them, right? Okay, well, just divide by 8, so W equals 5. Now what would the units be? The units would be feet, right? Okay, let's keep on going. Let's talk a little bit about triangles now. You should learn these two formulas as well. If you have a triangle, the area of the triangle is 1/2 base times height. You should recognize that as being half the area of a rectangle. That's a very nice way to remember the area of a triangle is always half the area of a rectangle. B is the base. It's the distance, the entire distance along the bottom. H is the vertical height. It's the perpendicular height to the base. It's not this distance, it's the vertical height. So you have to be given these two and you can compute the area. The perimeter of a triangle is the same concept as the perimeter of a rectangle. It's just the distance around. The perimeter of this triangle, you add this distance to this distance to this distance. Okay? In terms of units, the units of the area will be square units, but not for perimeter, just like with rectangles. But you should know these formulas as well. Let's look at some problems. Suppose you're asked to find the perimeter of a triangle whose sides measure 3.4 centimeters, 5.2 centimeters, and 7.5 centimeters, and include units. Okay, it says perimeter. The perimeter is the distance around, so all you have to do is add the 3 distances, and you get 16.1, and the units would be centimeters. Same units as whatever A, B, and C are. That's not too bad, is it? Okay, let's keep on going. What if I give you this? What if I give you that The area, oh, find the area. Okay, find the area of a triangle whose base is 3.2 inches and whose height is 0.4 inches. Now remember the formula. If you're given the base of the triangle, which you are, and the height, you can compute the area. So it's going to be 1/2 of 3.2 inches times 0.4 inches. When you multiply, what did I do here? Oh, I multiplied the 1/2 times the 0.4 first, and that gave me 0.2. Then when I multiplied 3.2 times 0.2, I thought of that as 32 times 2, and I got 64. But then I moved the decimal point over 2 places. That's how I did it. Now notice that they're square inches because remember, this is inches times inches. Your units of area are square inches. Okay, let's keep on going. For this one, number 6, I'm giving you the base. Oh, and then what am I giving you? I want you to find the base, find B. I'm giving you the area is 20 square meters, and the height is 2.5. So remember, you got to remember the formula. So I'm giving you that the area is 20, and I'm giving you the height is 2.5 meters. I want you to find the base. Okay, if I were to solve this, I'd probably multiply both sides by 2 first. If you multiply both sides by 2, doesn't that become a 40? 40 equals 2.5 times b. So then you just have to divide 40 by 2.5. Let's see, what did I do? Oh, I know what I did. And in order to do that without a calculator, what I did was I first moved the decimal point over 1 on the bottom and top. And then I believe I used long division. 25 goes into 416 times. And the units would be meters, wouldn't they? Okay, let's keep on going. So those are 4 formulas I want to talk about with triangles. It has to do with the angles of a triangle. There's 3 angles in here. If you add the sum of these 3, you always get 180 degrees. Okay, so angle A plus angle B plus angle C is 180. That'll come up next quarter, I'm sure. Anyway, so look at this problem. Suppose you want to find angle C. If you're given angle A is 40 and angle B is 24, all you have to do is plug in 40 for A, 24 for B, and then you have to solve this equation for C. I would probably combine 40 plus 24 first, and then subtract 64 from both sides, and you get C is 116 degrees. Make sure you put the degree sign there. Alright, well let's see. We've got a little bit of time left. Why don't I give you these 2 to try? Go ahead and hit the pause button, and then we'll go over these 2. Okay, on the first one, you got to read it carefully. It says, suppose the perimeter of a triangle is 24 meters. Okay, the perimeter means the distance around, right? So we use this formula. The perimeter is the sum of the distances. So they give us that B is 2.4, A is 3.6, they want us to find C. So all we have to do is combine these 2 and get 6, and then subtract 6. So side C is equal to 18 meters. You could use M for meters, or you could just write meters. Now for the other one, they're giving you the angle. This has to do with the angles of a triangle, right? So we're going to use this formula. The sum of the angles is 180. They're giving us angle B, they're giving us angle C, they want us to find angle A. So just plug in 34 for B, 56 for C, and I would probably combine those 2, and then subtract 90 from both sides, so angle A would be 90 degrees. Make sure you put units on there. Alrighty, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.